In this last video for section 4.2, constant percentage change, we're going to talk about changing units. You might want to change from years to decades, or vice versa, or maybe you want to change from years down to months, or vice versa. Let's return to the example of percentage growth from our first video. But now we're interested in long-term growth of our stock investment that is increasing at 6% per year. So since I'm interested in long-term growth, it might make more sense to talk about a decade growth factor instead of a yearly growth factor. Let's see if we can figure it out. So here's our 6% growth factor. We'll need to convert that to decimal form. So move your decimal place to the left twice to get 0.06. And then our yearly growth factor, let's call it A, is 1 plus 0.06, which gives us 1.06. Now let's think about the decade growth factor. A decade is 10 years, so there's going to be 10 years of growth by this amount. That means I'll have to multiply by 1.06 10 times. Another way to write that is 1.06 to the 10th power. Plug this into your calculator, and you'll get this number, 1.791, and I've rounded this to 3 decimal places. But this is the growth factor. What I really want here is the decade percentage growth. So let's think about the formula for percentage growth and growth factors. Remember, it's A, the growth factor, is equal to 1 plus R, and R is the percentage growth. So we can plug in our value for decade growth, our decade growth factor, 1.791, and set it in this equation equal to 1.1 plus R. And then we'll use a little bit of algebra to rearrange things. So you'll want to subtract 1 from this side and from this side to cancel off this 1. So once you do that, we see that R is equal to 1.791 minus 1, or 0.791. And if I convert that decimal back to a percent, you'll take the decimal place and move it to the right twice. You'll get 79.1% as your growth percentage per decade.